Wolak. We're here each and every day at 8 a.m. Central Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. So what a joy it is to be with you on this magnificent day. Because why is it magnificent? Because we get to explore life. That's it. That's all it is. It's always about us exploring life. And what is life all about? Life is about love. So we broadcast this simultaneously on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Hey, if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please do so. Reveille Wolak. Love to, so that you can get the messages every time I publish something. And I'm publishing quite a bit lately. And so I just simply say to you, as I ponder life differently, as I see life differently, I ask questions. And so the question I asked this morning was, can the mind know love? And that's a really deep question if you explore it, because that means that we can think ourselves into love. That means that our mind can process love. And I'm going to come to you and say that the mind cannot know love. The mind cannot know love. Why? Because the mind is always analyzing. It is always judging. Really process that. Is your mind ever in a state of non-judgment? Because as long as the mind is in judgment, there can be no love. That's why they talk about the idea that love can only be known in the heart. What is the heart? It's the feeling of oneness. It's the feeling of connection. It cannot be described. That's why there's really no good definition of love. There's no definition that the mind goes into. And the definitions that we've got are really not love. They're all about infatuation. They're about rationalization and justification. And you ask the question, why is there so little love in the world? Well, because the mind is always in judgment. It's just fascinating. The more you go into this, it's a rabbit hole that just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think that the mind can know love? If so, give me an example of what's that like. You know, it's like when they talk about what is oneness. All the great masters, all the great sages throughout history talk about that the oneness can be experienced in the moment between the thoughts, the moment between the breath. In other words, it's not in the contrast. It's between the contrast. And where does the contrast exist? The contrast exists within the mind. What does that mean? The best answer that I've come up with to this point is that love is the total state of acceptance. Because if you really contemplate what is total state of acceptance, it means a state without judgment. And acceptance, the mind can't do its thing because the mind is programmed to what? It's to analyze. It's in a constant state of analyzation. And we get into these things where people are in relationships. They're in relationships, and all they're doing is analyzing what's going on in the relationship. Thinking, well, I'll fix this love. My partner will fix himself, and we'll be in love. Can't happen, gang. It can't happen. Because love is not in the rational mind. And that's the illusion that we have been trained in. That's the illusion we have bought into. You said self-love can be experienced in the mind because of just what you said. Took me a long time to fully understand it, but I'm getting there. It's total acceptance. But total acceptance is when the mind stops judging. So I really want to make that clear, Christina. Total acceptance is when the mind stops judging. That means there's no good, no bad about you. It's just who you are. And if you get there, that's a great place to be. Absolutely great place to be. But at some place, we don't stay very long, is it? No, we don't. Because why? The mind wants to think. The mind's going to go into its analytic. It's going to go through that dance that it does. Lori says a child loves with the mind, seeing an ant for the first time, but the child is not analyzing. The child is more of the observer. It's the fascination of observing that the child experiences love. And then what do? We teach the child that ant is bad. That ant can bite you, and when it bites you, you may get a sore, and that sore may itch or it may cause you to that. You see, we interject into the child's observation capability the idea of judgment. From the time that child comes out, we're telling that child, judge. Here's how to judge. Let me teach you how to judge. It's just fascinating. And I'm not saying I'm right. I want you to understand that. I'm not here trying to preach at you and tell you I'm right. I'm here to present other ideas, and you decide for yourself. Because I can't care what you think, because I got no control over it. Never have, never will. I've only got control a little bit of the time over what I am thinking. And that's that's more than a full-time job working with Lee. And it's a full-time job for Christina and Kathy and Lori and Rodney and all the others, Sandra and all the others that are watching today, for them to work on themselves. We got to give up this idea that we can fix other people. We can't fix other people. Only they can, because only they know what they want. Maybe they don't need to be fixed. And you say, well, they're not aware. Maybe that's where they want to be. You don't know what another person wants. You have no idea what's going on in the mind. You have no idea why people are doing what they're doing. No idea whatsoever. So stop trying to think you do. I had to give up on my wife. I have no idea what's going on in her. And you know what? I accept that. And by accepting that, I'm loving her. I'm accepting her as she is. She's my partner. She's my home base. We come together. Here's a key thing. When you're truly in a love relationship with someone, it is very easy and very comfortable to be quiet with them and not talk. Did you hear what I said? Love is the ability to be quiet and just be with someone. Yes, I'm being quiet with you right now. I don't need to talk to express love. I don't need to speak to communicate love. But if I'm comfortable being quiet with you, because in the quiet, there is no judgment. The mind is more still. This is a whole approach to this topic of love that I've really not gone into before. And I love that new ideas about love keep coming. And see, new ideas of love keep coming because we keep asking new questions. Here's what I understand is that if I'm an expression of the infinite, and I'm unique, whole, and perfect as I am, that means being an expression of the infinite, that I am infinite, and that there's always more of me to uncover. There's always more of life to uncover. And when there's always more of life to uncover, why would I stop uncovering? Why would I settle for what was in the past as being my benchmark? I think there's always more to experience. Christine, I do love classes all the time. You just got to be there. I talk about this every class I get in. In every class I get in, we go deeper and deeper. It just doesn't say it's a love series, but everything, spirituality is all about love. That's all it is. And what we try to do at Agape is we teach a practical spirituality. We don't want to teach all these esoteric concepts. We don't want to teach history and dogma. That's not what we're about at Agape. At Agape, we're teaching a practical way of life where you can personally heal, where you can personally find a way to better understand who you are, to self-accept, to self-love, to increase your self-worth so that you can take that and you can love others. That's what we do. Hey, gang. Well, I'll be there on Saturday. Yeah, just a reminder, I am doing a free workshop on Saturday. If you go to agapespiritualcenter.com, click on the calendar, go to Saturday, you'll see that there's a Determining Your Life Purpose workshop. It's 1 hour. You're going to get some great information. If you're interested in learning more, sign up for that workshop. You'll get a Zoom link. It's all free. And we'll be able to see each other. And we'll be able to communicate with each other as opposed to writing on the side. But this is good too. So anyway, I want you to know I'm not thinking right now. So I'm accepting you just like you are. And I want you, we're not doing in-person Sundays yet, Christina. That's something that people are not ready for. We tried it in November and December. It didn't go over well. So we're waiting to see what happens. And we're not even sure what that looks like. But we are looking to do an outdoor event maybe around the 1st of May. So I'll be letting you know about that. But everyone, if I don't tell you this or no one tells you this, you're perfect like you are today. And I accept you just as you are. I love you. I love you. That's why I accept you. So go create a great day, everybody. Until tomorrow, aloha.